Hiya! Welcome! Well, starting 2026 off as I perhaps mean to go on, although I'm hoping I won't spend as much money this year as I did last, or the year before, or that, well, yeah, we can carry on like that for a few years. This is the first box set unboxing to do of the new year, but it is the last one in a bit of a mini-series that I've been compiling here on the channel for the last few months or so. And you know what it is, it's the final Depeche Mode CD singles box set that I needed to complete the collection. So for those who haven't watched any of the previous videos, there's 6 of these Depeche Mode singles sets that came out, 3 of them originally in the 1990s and then the final 3 in 2004. This one is number 4 out of the 6, so it was kind of a literal gap in the collection. Pretty self-explanatory. All of Depeche Mode singles from the start up to one of the singles that was on their Exciter album from 2001, that was. All in these boxes that all look pretty much identical apart from the number. So this one was the one that I needed, the remaining piece of the puzzle. I did take it out of its outer packaging earlier on, but there's still some more to get into, but this shouldn't be quite as difficult. It's been very well packaged, and this is from a Discogs seller, by the way. I made a best offer. The best offer was kind of cheeky, as I think I offered something like £90. And I wasn't expecting to get it at that price, and indeed I didn't. But the seller emailed me and said, I can do it you for, I think, 110 plus £5 postage, so £115 altogether. Expensive, as were the last 2 Depeche Mode sets that I managed to pick up. But I really did want a full collection of these. As I've said on the last video and previous ones, in this sort of unofficial box set collecting series, there's so many remixes and bonus tracks on these. I mean, they're almost like sort of having a bunch of albums in a box, really, or mini albums, extended EPs at the very least. And the majority of the mixes and other additional tracks I've never heard before. Still got a layer to go. This seems to have been wrapped with parcel tape and kitchen roll. First time I think I've seen kitchen roll used as packing material for something. Very good seller to deal with, although it was technically a private sale. I am classing this as a Discogs pickup, as it was Discogs where I made the initial offer, and I've been seeing this seller on there selling this set for a long time now, and I just figured as soon as I could afford it or justify paying the money, I would make him an offer. Just tear the kitchen roll. Makes sense. Right, let me put my knife away so that we're all safe here. Here it is, Singles Box 4, or it would also be called DM Singles 19 to 24. So this covers the period from Music for the Masses through the live album 101 up to, I think, the first 2 singles from Violator in 1990. So there's some absolute classics in here. Of course, we will go through them. All these box sets open in this sort of vein. I think the lid might have been on upside down there, but never mind. I can already tell these are actually out of order. So what I will do, I'm just gonna very quickly put these in the order that they're supposed to be in. Doesn't matter really. Ah yes, now there is also a little booklet there, as there has been in all the others that I've got. I think that's the right order. I will keep an eye on it. They're all individually numbered, these CDs, which is very handy. Little look at the booklet. These all look really much identical to one another, design-wise anyway. There'll be slight graphical differences, but generally it's the same sort of deal. Probably can't see that very well on camera. It's grey text on a white background, or silver text I suppose you might call it. But it gives you the track listing, I think, for every CD. Yeah, looks like it, because there's many mixes listed there. Centerfold, more tracks, bit of legal bump there, and there's your back page. Right then, let's take a look at each of the 6 singles here. First one in the box is number 19 in the series, and it is Strange Love, so a single from Music for the Masses. Could be argued to be Depeche Mode's American breakthrough album. Certainly they became a big stadium touring act while they were touring that particular album. We get some alternate artwork, probably the original artwork for the single there. All the CDs kind of look the same with that ring motif there and the number on them. I'll read the tracks out. Probably should have put my glasses on, but never mind. It's track 1, Strange Love, track 2, Pimp, then 2 more mixes of Strange Love, a track called FP MIP, which looks like it's Pimp backwards, 2 more mixes of Strange Love, and Agent Orange. Great track, Strange Love. Not one of my very favourite Depeche singles, but it's a good one live. I've not seen them live in person, but I've got many Depeche Mode DVDs and Blu-rays, and I showed one of the Blu-rays on the last Records Roundup back in December. Single number 20 is what will be, I believe, the final single from Music for the Masses, Never Let Me Down Again. Alternate artwork there in the corner. Tracks on here: Never Let Me Down Again, Pleasure Little Treasure, 3 mixes of Never Let Me Down Again, 2 of Pleasure Little Treasure, and also a Spanish taster version of To Have and To Hold. Next is single number 21. And now, is this the last one from Music for the Masses? I think it might be, actually. I probably misspoke then. Behind the Wheel. This is a 7-track single. As you can already tell, loads of tracks on these. They're not your standard 3, 4 or even 5-track CD singles. They've all got a lot of stuff on them. Some of the ones that I've obviously played already, having added them to my collection last year. When I was looking at my CD player and the running time, some of them were lasting well over an hour. This one has a remix of Behind the Wheel, then their cover of Route 66, a Shep Pettibone mix of Behind the Wheel, Beatmasters mix of Route 66, and one of Behind the Wheel as well, the Casualty mix of Route 66, and the LP version of Behind the Wheel. On now to single number 22, and this was the one single taken from the 101 live album. Of course, also a great documentary film as well. It's Everything Counts Live, and you can imagine there's some other live tracks on here. Yes, there is. There's actually 11 tracks on this. It's pretty much album length, really, let's be honest. We've got 1 Everything Counts Live, 2 Nothing Live, 3 Sacred Live, 4 A Question of Lust Live. I love Question of Lust, one of my very favourite elite tier DM singles. The Tim Simonon and Mark Saunders remix of Everything Counts, a Justin Strauss mix of Nothing, another Simonon and Saunders remix of Strange Love this time, Everything Counts, Absolute and Original 83 mixes, a US 7-inch mix of Nothing, and it ends with a reprisal of Everything Counts. Loads on there, and Everything Counts, there again, elite tier single for me. I love the studio version, I love all the live versions I've heard. It's just a quality synth pop song, really. So on to the final 2 singles in this set, and these will both be the first 2 singles that were released from Violator. First one is, of course, Personal Jesus. CD's slipped out of its holder there. Give you a little look at the inner as well. On here we've got Personal Jesus, Dangerous, Acoustic Personal Jesus, Has Chemix, Edit of Dangerous, Holier Than Thou, Approach of Personal Jesus, Sensual Mix of Dangerous, 2 more mixes of Personal Jesus, and another of Dangerous is the 9th and final track on the CD. And lastly in this box, it's a lot of people's favourite. It is, I keep saying elite tier, but it really is up there with Everything Counts and A Question of Lust and some others that I needn't have mentioned in this video. But it is, of course, the almighty, the incredible Enjoy the Silence. Iconic video, iconic song, number 24 in this range, but the second single from Violator. and we've got 9 tracks on here. The 7-inch version of Enjoy the Silence, Memphisto, then 2 more mixes of Enjoy the Silence, then at number 5 a track called Sibling, and 4 more mixes of Enjoy the Silence after that. Absolutely marvellous. There we go. This is singles box set number 4 from Depeche Mode, a collection completed today. Good quality boxes. They've got a kind of slightly rough feel to them, but in a nice way, not in a literally it's rough to the touch way, but you can feel the quality. They're all uniform, they all match. I've got all these box sets. Didn't think that I would ever get them all. I mean, the last 3 have been expensive, admittedly, whereas the first 3 were quite reasonably priced, all told. But there we go. Singles 19 to 24, or singles box number 4 from the Basil and Boys of Depeche Mode. So thank you all for watching this, and I want to say special thanks to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. I'm going to go now. What else am I going to do but get cracking on with this box set? Obviously, I've listened to everything kind of out of order, but it doesn't matter. I mean, people don't really listen to albums in chronological order, or singles really, or anything else music-wise. I mean, I kind of do when it's convenient to do so, but when you're collecting separate sets and things like this, listen to it as you get it, really. Anyway, on that rather mundane bombshell, and there again, that's a contradiction in terms, I'm going to go away and listen to this, and I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next box set unboxing and music collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!